It could be possible that Yakuza Like a Dragon is getting an English dub. The first Yakuza game that launched on the PlayStation had an option to play the game in English, and the following games were in Japanese only. In the Recetera forum, one fan had noticed that the site PCB Productions has credit listings for talent directions, mocap, vocab, dialogue productions, which basically means that the game worked on an English language track. This, however, has not been confirmed yet. The most popular language on Steam right now is Simplified Chinese. This is according to the result of Valve's December 2019 Steam hardware and software survey. Up until the recent result, English was the dominant choice, which usually comprises 30 to 40% of the users. If the survey is accurate, it does correlate with another data gathered saying that there had been a large increase in Chinese users on Steam. The Tiny Home Fever is coming to The Sims 4, and the next stuff pack for the game is focused on tiny homes, which is called the Tiny Living Pack. This will also allow players to build their houses on a limited space, only having 100 tiles. Of course, the pack will also come with some space-saving solutions like furniture that folds in and out. The Sims 4 Tiny Living Pack is set to launch on January 21st, available for PC. It will also launch for the consoles PlayStation 4, Xbox One on February 4th.
For heroes.
Fantasy Flight Interactive had been in operation for about 2 years, and it is sad to say that it will now be closing its doors. The company was huge and in board game world thanks to the game like a Game of Thrones and Star Wars. They then ventured into the video games. Their aim was to adapt existing Fantasy Flight games into video games, as well as to create new games based on licenses and then the company already has. The game has a studio that was able to release the Lord of the Rings card game.
The spread of this darkness. Who will stand against the unknown danger that creeps ever closer? To where shall we look for heroes?
A new development update has been made available for the fan project TimeSplitters Rewind. Cinder Interactive was also able to have a part of the game in a working order. They also announced that they would have lesser content at launch, but that would mean that the game would be released sooner. Fans of the game had been concerned when THQ Nordic acquired the licensing rights to the franchise. And the move, however, did not affect the game's development. It's just that they are lacking manpower for it. Brass Alliance upcoming game Corner Wolves has been introduced earlier this year. The story of the game revolves around a young Afro-Latina girl named Jacinta, and she lives in mid-90s Harlem and is caught up in the events where her father gets murdered. Right now, Brass Alliance is still working on the video game, but are opting to have a Corner Wolves a podcast series that will also be handled by Marginal Media Works and Luminary. A new card has been introduced for the Magic of the Gathering. It is an inexpensive card, but it is able to cost your opponent a lot. For every spell and ability your opponent control, counter it unless its controller pays 4. It's what the cards is all about. The new card is called Whirlwind Denial, and it is set to launch on January 26 as part of the Theros Beyond Death event. The upcoming 3 games that will be available with the Xbox Game Pass has been announced, and those who are subscribed to the service are getting a Frostpunk Console Edition arriving on January 9th. The Sword Art Online Fatal Bullet also arriving on January 9th, and finally Tekken 7, which will be available on January 16th. Also, according to Xbox, Lego City Undercover and Just Cause 3 will be arriving later this month. The finalists of this year's 22nd Annual Independent Games Festival for the Simium's McNally Grand Prize has been revealed, and they are Eliza, A Short Hike, Untitled Goose Game, Mutazione, Slay the Spire, and Anodyne 2 Return to Dust. The winner will be announced during the Game Developers Conference in San Francisco. Previous winners of the prestigious titles include Return of the Obra Dinn, Her Story, Minecraft, and you can also check out the complete list of nominees and categories in the IGF website. According to the updated project listing, the multiplayer mode of Resident Evil 3 Remake called Project Resistance is about 21 gig, which is as big as the game itself, making the whole game 42 gig. If you don't know yet, Resistance is one versus 4 multiplayer mode. Here, a team of 4 human survivors will also work together against one enemy mastermind who is able to summon creatures, as well as lay down traps using random cards. Resident Evil 3 Remake is set to launch on April 3, 2020. Team Ninja's the demo period for upcoming game Nioh 2 or Nioh 2 had proven to be fruitful. Creative director Tom Lee's recent PlayStation blog gives the details of the changes that they will be working on the sequel. Some of the things listed are the expansion of the tutorial, improved AI, enhanced UI, upgrades in the sound direction, and then the character creator, mechanical adjustments, and so much more. The complete list can also be seen in the blog post. Amazing deals are up your alley and get to play an online multiplayer game, Stakes Shards of Darkness, Xbox One for free. Also check out our games with the best discounts, which are Rage 2, God Eater 2 Rage Burst, the Tokyo Xanadu EX Plus. Don't miss your chance to get these games at the best deals by simply going to our official website, ALLKEYSHOP.com's daily deals page.
Super Smash Bros. Ultimate will be getting a new patch. It is patch 6.1.1 and it is just a minor update that most may not even notice it. The update is for amiibo support for Dark Summons in Richter. This will be available by January 17 and will allow players to use both amino in-game. Players will be able to fight against them with any other amiibo fighter or level them up. This update is needed in order to play the game online.
Cruise ship atmosphere and suburban living come together in one exclusive and wholesome package for people of means.
Deck 13's The Surge 2 has a new expansion coming next week and it's called the Kraken. This will come with a new narrative content that is set in the game's retro-themed suburban environments that will have lots of enemies as well as bosses. The Kraken expansion will launch on January 16 for $19.99 for PC, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One. If you own the Season Pass, then you just download it on the set day.
Come together in one exclusive and wholesome package for people of means.
Cain is first, among many equals. His wisdom and guidance will lead us to a bold future.
We have several classic films lined up for you tonight. Something for the kids, something for the moms, and a little surprise for the dads.
Animal Crossing New Horizons will be launching for the Nintendo Switch on March 20th, and pre-orders of the game are now available. This will cost you £49.99, and depending on where you pre-order the game would be free or with the free item that you will get. Some would have a tote bag, others have a notepad and sticker shear, some would have key rings. A slow-life town destruction game, Deer Simulator, will let you play as an average everyday deer that can full-on destroy a whole town, or you also have the option to play nice if you want. If you do a lot of damage, your deer disaster level will go up, and this will cause a much bigger mob of law enforcers coming out to get you. Deer Simulator, your average everyday deer game, is currently in closed beta, but will launch on Steam Early Access on January 21, 2020 for $12.99.
Hey, I'm up for the task.
Chucklefish Wargroove is getting a free DLC pack, which is called Double Trouble. This includes a brand new co-op enabled story campaign for players. It will also come with new arcade missions, competitive quick play maps, as well as private lobbies. Wargroove Double Trouble is set to launch on February 6th, as mentioned earlier, for free. The base game is available on PC, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and Nintendo Switch.
Good luck on the landing.
Rockstar Games said that they will be concentrating on the Red Dead Online content rather than the Red Dead Redemption 2 single-player content. True to their word, Red Dead Online will be getting additional clothing, a new free AIM series, as well as a lot of discounts, which will be available this week. Players will have access to catalogs that will have a list of weapons, provisions, and clothing. Some will be available on permanent basis, while some for a limited time only. Mike Wright and Oddworld inhabitants announced they have a 3-game publishing deal that will bring some of the Oddworld games to the Nintendo Switch through the year 2020. This deal will start with the coming of Oddworld Stranger's Wrath HD to the Nintendo Switch. This will be launching on January 23rd. The other 2 games have not yet been announced.
Come and get it.
The LCS schedule has been changed to 3-day week by Riot, and it will be featuring North American Academy games. For the LCS Spring Split, Riot has confirmed that it will be broadcasting for 3 days, which are Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. This will feature NA Academy games throughout the entire weekend. Monday nights will be the Monday Night League, having 2 key matchups. The 2020 LCS Spring Split will start on January 25, Saturday. In the next Overwatch PTR cycle, D.Va will be getting a buff to her or for her boosters. This has been confirmed in the Blizzard forums by developer Josh Na. D.Va's thrusters will have a shorter cooldown, which will in turn increase her mobility. The change will be arriving to the PTR, but there is no specific date for it right now. When this happens, D.Va's hit and run potential will be increased.
Time to raise my APM. Nerf this. Suiting up.
In a broken place that needed fixing, we had to get back home and not die trying.
Story-driven, squad-based tactics game Broken Lines is a new trailer that introduces the game's story and characters. Players will be taking the role of a newly appointed lieutenant who will be leading a disorderly squad to fight and survive the war in Eastern Europe. The game offers turn-based planning. There will also be a lot of unlockable weapons and abilities as well as roguelike structure with an ongoing story. Broken Lines is set to launch in the first quarter of this year.
Where did we go wrong?
Open world action MMORPG Black Desert is getting new character classes for the consoles. The Mistress of the Blades, Konichi, will be available on the Xbox One. She is equipped with a kunai short sword with skills such as the Flash Slash, Kono Stab, Ninjutsu Shadow Explosion, and Tragic Blade. The PlayStation 4 players will get Valkyrie, Alien's Chosen, who has a sword and shield with skills like Celestial Spear, Judgment of Light, Sacrum Ferret, and Hastildium. Amazing deals are right up your alley. Get to play the online multiplayer game Sticks Shards of Darkness Xbox One for free. Also, check out our games with the best discount, which are Rage 2, God Eater 2 Rage Burst, and Tokyo Sonata X Plus. Don't miss your chance to get these games at the best deals by going to our daily deals page here at ALLKEYSHOP.com.